الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى أو كما قال مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. My respected brothers, seniors and sisters in Islam, first of all we make shukran to Allah Ta'ala for gathering us here and for inshallah Ta'ala listening to some important advices with regards to our children and with regards to the madrasa and with regards to the responsibilities that come with becoming a Hafiz al-Quran or an alim of deen. Before I continue, as a mark of honoring the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have a qiraat by one of our students, inshallah wa ta'ala. He will recite now. Whatever, which will be.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب المبين إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص بما أوحينا إليك هذا القرآن وإن كنت من قبله لمن الغافلين إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا إن الشيطان للإنسان عدو مبين وكذلك يجتبيك ربك ويعلمك من تأويل الأحاديث ويتم نعمته عليك وعلى آل يعقوب كما أتمها على أبويك من قبل إبراهيم وإسحاق إن ربك عليم حكيم صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, Allah Ta'ala accept. Firstly, our purpose for gathering here At the end of the year, normally we find that some of the students, they complete the Quran Kareem, others during the month of Ramadan. The format of our khatam, or our closing of the madrasa, is very different from perhaps what we may have witnessed somewhere else. It's not a jalsa in the sense of a jalsa. What do we understand by the word jalsa? There will be nizams, there will be an array of speakers, it will take probably sometimes 2 days or an entire day. The method that we have adopted here over the last several past years is to use this occasion not as a celebration, but rather to get some messages across, so that ultimately, in the long term, we all are on the same page, and we all understand what vision we have in mind, what the objectives are in mind. You as parents for your children, the students themselves from what is expected, and obviously the madrasa for the vision that it has. It is not, again, a celebratory occasion. It is a time for reflection. Thus, some of you may find it surprising, there was no notices, there's no posters, etc. The reason, again, is not so much as getting a huger public involved. It is more a private type of a matter to say that we can relate to one another with regards to where we can improve, and that which we have improved and achieved, how we can make shukr for what Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with. Having said this here, we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the speaker, and the listeners wherever they may be, and whoever they may be, that our time spent will be well worth our while. The Quran Kareem is more greater than what the entire humanity could ever pen in its description of greatness. It's far beyond it. It's far, very, very far, past the stars, past the moon, past the sun, past the first skies, the second, the third, past the angels. It goes right to the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It goes right till I can always use the word, and I use it in inverted comma, past every single creation that ever existed or will ever exist, Nabi or non-Nabi. It is Allah, the Creator's word. So when you take your son to do Hifz, or if he is already enrolled, wherever he may be enrolled, we have to be clear about something. That which I seek to achieve for my son is unlike any other knowledge. It is unlike any other profession. It is unlike any other creation. The goal is creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala created it. When you look at that Kalami Park, very small perhaps in size. You can get from pocket-sized dictionaries to huger ones. But infinitely more precious than that gold that lies in the belly of the earth is that kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's that Quran Kareem. If you study the creation of Allah ta'ala, there are some fabulous and amazing creation of Allah ta'ala. Look at the sun. One ball in the sky. Never ever did it miss its appointed time for at whichever degree it was preordained to follow. Never did it ever fail to come up, to rise, and never did it ever fail to set. It had its witness the history of not only all of mankind, even before mankind was created. The sun had seen everything. The world praises the sun. They look forward to sunlight. Growth comes from sun. Light comes from sunlight. Security, you feel it's safe during the day. The sun is out. There's no load shedding of the sun. Never. Never. It never fails. There's no one that can control it. None of mankind and all of mankind together cannot control the sun. Infinitely greater than that power which radiates from the sun is the power of the Quran Kareem. Look at that moon. Authors have written about it. Poets have drafted poetry concerning the moon. People have swooned at the moon and have taken photographs in the background of the full moon or the setting of the moon. Romantic as it may be, it can never ever match the sweetness and the delight of the Quran Kareem. Look at the ocean. Waves upon waves, crashing, traveling from where? Without fail, day and night. They leave their mark on the shores. They leave their mark on rocks that become as hard as granite due to the continuous, timeless pounding of the waves. You find the strongest of granite to be those that are to be found on the shores of the ocean. Ceaseless, timeless, tireless, wave upon wave upon wave. Kings stared at those waves. People rode those waves. People navigated it. But in front of the Quran Kareem, that wave is not the equivalent of a drop of water. Blessed was the day that that mother had given birth to a child that was going to become a Hafiz of the Quran Kareem. That was the greatest day in her life. That a child was going to be born, or a child was born, and through that agony and pain and labor, somewhere along the line, we know of many mothers that make dua from their heart, oh Allah, if it's a son, it's a Hafiz al-Quran. We know of many fathers that before the child was born, it was a heartfelt cry to the skies, my son must become a Hafiz al-Quran. They drummed it, they dreamed, they looked forward to it. So beyond all the creation of Allah Ta'ala, Jibreel alayhi salam, what a powerful creation of Allah Ta'ala is. How many wings does he not possess? How fast is his speed not? And how close is he not unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He is known as Al-Amin. The trustworthy one was chosen to bring the Quran Kareem forth from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the cave of Hira. It's not an ordinary language, piece of education or period of education. It is from the skies, from the creator of the skies. It came to the earth, to the creator of the earth, and it was revealed to the best of creation, Sayyidina wa Habibana wa Maulana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Your child, the day he walked into a classroom to do his life can never be the life as is of another child. You chose that road for him. And you have to learn, you have to understand, there are going to be responsibilities for the choice that I have made. It cannot be business as usual, as your house, the house of your neighbor may be, your brother may be, or your father may be. That house is a very, very noble house in the eyes of Allah, that in there resides an aspirant Hafidul Quran or a Hafidul Quran himself. It's mentioned in the Kitabs. The Malaika go to and fro. They move through the east and the west of the earth. Wherever there is a Hafidul Quran in a house, they point it out to each another. There in that house is a Hafidul Quran. Not only during his living, after passing away also, the Malaika go and make ziyarat of the qubur of the Huffaz of Allah's Kalam. Can it be business as usual? Can it be that that child must do the hifz and we as parents must have a laid back attitude, for want of an easier word and a more kinder word, or that it mustn't strike us in the least that we are now the parents of Hafidul Quran? Plenty of times, no doubt, we have heard about the crowns that are going to be given. But are we going to be worth carrying those crowns on our heads? That's a different subject altogether. Many a times we have heard the Hafidul Quran will take 7 families and so many people to Jannah. But is that really a Hafidul Quran who desecrates the Quranic Kareem that is in his heart by deliberately rebelling against the message of the Kalam of Allah? If it is such a Hafidul Quran, then Wallah, on the day of Qiyamah, he is going to regret the day he started Alif. For every ni'mat that is given by Allah, it is given in proportion. You appreciate it, beyond your wildest of dreams you will be rewarded. You desecrate it, beyond the wildest of your nightmares, you will be made to pay and punish. Example, you go to Makkah Mu'azzama, everyone knows one good deed is the equivalent of 100,000 good deeds. By the same token, one sin is equivalent to 100,000 sins committed elsewhere. That's why many great Sahaba, radiyallahu ta'ala majma'in, they left Makkah Mukarramah, they went to stay rather in Taif. They feared the sinning in Makkah Mu'azzama. There are 3 blocks to the success of a Hafidul Quran. I am going to touch on that now. The first block is the parent. The second block is the student, the child. And the third block is the ustad, the teacher, or the madrasa. Each one got their responsibilities. It is not only, if any one of the 3 are going to slip, they may appear to be a success. Such today it would appear, alhamdulillah, he completed the hifz. But there is no guarantee that it means success on the day of Qiyamah or success for the future. We know of many Huffaz who have forgotten the Quran Kareem after having a very awesome jalsa. We know certain principal from a certain massive, huge Darul Uloom, in fact, he is one of the main administrators. He's not a principal himself, he's one of the main founding members. He confided, he said, we've produced thousands, we speak about thousands of Huffaz. We don't know where they are. We can't recognize some of them. We can't recognize them. I fully concur. Here also there were students that finished, and with the passage of time we don't ever hear about them. We never hardly see some of them. You get others also, all different types. Then one day walking on the road, shyly somebody would come, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Who are you? He said, I'm so and so, and the memory goes back, peeling away the features, the eyes. Oh, you are so and so. What happened to you? The first spontaneous remark, whatever happened to you? The beard is gone, it's a jeans, the hair is long. Whatever happened to you? You are a person with tahajjud guzar. You are a person who was in love madly with the sunnah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I observed you walk in the masjid, if you walk in the wrong sunnah manner, you would step back, walk in the correct manner, whatever happened to you. The first block is the parent. The parent is expected to be an example to his child. If the parent is involved in wrong, has different objectives for his son, it's not to say it can never ever work out. For the future, anything can work out. We don't know. But by and large, when you look at the little, small, insignificant madrasa, not even worth being called a madrasa, then you will find on our website, for parents, the madrasa is specifically meant for parents. There's few things mentioned there. Why did we mention those few things? Why? Amongst the things, it may take time. I'm not saying you're going to do it straight away. We mention for parents who don't have television, for parents that don't give the access of the cell phone to their children, for parents who want the child to serve the ummah, for parents who want a child to be dedicated to the ummah, for parents who want the sunnah to be implemented in their lifestyle. There's a reason. And that brings me to the other block of the puzzle. Madrasas, Darul Ulums. These are the engines of the vehicle of the ummah. If there's no Darul Ulums, there's no knowledge. There's no Imam Sahibs. The very first and foremost strategy of the non-Muslims is to cut the umbilical cord between the ulama, the scholars, and the populace. Cut that. Sever it. When that happens, there's no knowledge. When there's no knowledge, no deen, then the masses become kal an'ami balhum adwal, in the words of the Quran Kareem, more astray than animals. They become like animals or even more astray. We are indeed tremendously blessed with Allah Ta'ala's favor that our country has got so many madaris and Darul Ulums. We are really blessed by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. We know of places, no Darul Ulum allowed. Go to Saudi Arabia, you can't open a Darul Ulum there. You can't. There's no way. They'll come and close it down. You can't teach what you want to. You can't give a bayan in any masjid, they will arrest you. Even in Pakistan, you can't go and do what you want to. You can't write a book against Shiism. They lock you up. They lock up the publisher, the printer. They lock them up. We are extremely fortunate that we have got this golden opportunity to say we are free to educate, love to a great degree if life as far as freedom of religion is concerned. Will it be forever like this here? Interesting question. Other countries were like us. We went to India, there were no restrictions, no visas for South Africans. We made Majah, alhamdulillah, one time we go for 7, 8 years, 10 years, not a problem. All you had to have a stamp in your passport, person of Indian origin. That was the all apartheid passport stamp. That was your visa. Go wherever you want to, even Umrah, that was your visa. You didn't have to go through any embassy. There was no embassies around. But will this condition remain as we are currently enjoying in another 10 years' time? We do not know. We do not know. We have a vision. Alhamdulillah. You have a vision for your children. The businessman has a vision for his business. He wants it to be prosperous. He wants it to expand. He wants it to be profitable. The housewife has got a vision. One day when we redo our kitchen, this is what I would like. I would like to replace this here. I would like the kitchen to be extended, and perhaps we can even extend another portion of the house, they've got a vision. The madrasa also has got a vision. Our vision, in short, is where must this child be in 10 years' time? When we look at your children, we think, where must he be? Where is he supposed to be? The river of life, no one knows its flow. But yes, we know there is a flow. We don't know where the twists are, where the deepness of that river exists. We don't know, but it will lead to our ocean. Similarly, the life of your child will take its course. Our ambition and our vision is not a narrow visioned one, inshallah. I will prove it to you, I'll explain to you. It is far more than just what can meet the eye. It's very much more further with the fadl of Allah. This is not of any individual's ability or any individual's efforts. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we look at a child, we ask ourselves, we would love to have this child to be an asset to the ummah. 10 years from now. 10 years from now, he must be a servant, if not a slave, for the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Huge. Something very huge. We speak about the ummah. Yes, it is true this ummah has fallen. We're not going to pretend anything more than that. In fact, it's worse than fallen. There is no way that we're going to rise our heads above the boot of the enemies of Islam. There's no way. It's impossible. We can daydream, we can hope. One day maybe if I can get a nuclear bomb, a small one, even I'll go to Israel and plant it there, or India now. There's so many countries, you won't even know which one to choose. It will be there. It's part of the brotherhood that our brothers and sisters are severely oppressed. The oppression is part and parcel of a broader strategy which the non-Muslims are adopting. That's just part of it. The ultimate cake, the ultimate trophy is to make them give up their iman. You look at India, if you follow the news, you'll say exactly what is happening. That is it. In India, when it was partitioned in 1947, there was a huge difference between very senior ulama, should Pakistan be made or not. It was very bitter. It was very ugly. It was heartbreaking. Blood was shed of more than 1 million Muslims. Father ran to Pakistan, son remained behind. Villages were cut in half by the evil British Empire when they drew the map. Those who remained behind, they were given assurances, not just verbal, not just written, but these assurances were constitutionalized, meaning it was the foundation of the new Republic of India. We assure you, O Muslims, you will not be persecuted. Muslims said, what about our laws? What about our laws? Nikah, talaq, waqf. You draw up your own bill. Fantastic. We didn't have to leave. We didn't have to migrate. We didn't have to make hijrat. They made a Muslim personal law. All as far as possible they thought, and they tried very hard, and they were sincere ulama. Muslim personal law. We got our own law. Alhamdulillah. Our masajid are saved. Our qabristan is saved. Our nikahs, the institution of nikah, talaq, we will, our inheritance, everything we are going to be in control of. The snake remained silent. It never hissed. It awaited its time. And today that snake is hissing and spitting its venom. Whatever the Muslims ever thought they were secure with, it lies in tatters. The masajid are being destroyed. Babri Masjid, I don't have to tell you. That's only one they've started with. Muslim personal law, talaq. Anyone gives his wife 3 talaqs, put him in jail. You can't give talaq, you left. Everything is taken away. Their lands are being confiscated. Kashmir, a special dispensation was made only for Kashmiris. Be with India. They trusted. They trusted. Came the time, their trust was not worth a piece of toilet paper in comparison what they've done in the last 5 months. They took it all over. Forget it. Thousands are in open prisons. Another thousands are languishing in jails. Children have been separated from their parents. A small child, 9, 10 years old, not like that. They eat him. They etch and they grave in his memory, you are a slave of us. You can't do anything. Gone. So what is the answer? You may say, what is the answer, man? Tell us something. Give us some good news. This is so depressing, utterly devastating. We hear all this. Say, what is the answer? The answer won't come from the skies until we don't answer the one who can answer to the sky. We have to all return to Deen. We have to say labbaik to Allah. We have to read 5 times salah. We have to honor the Sharia. We have to start looking for loopholes. We have to ensure that we stay away and we do not partake in anything that will court the displeasure of Allah, that will court the anger of Allah Ta'ala. It is upon us to do it. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim biqawmin ma bi anfusihim hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma. The ayat says, Allah Ta'ala says, Allah will never ever change your condition until you don't change your own condition. You as a wife, you want your husband to love you. There will be days we are rebellious. That is part of love. But Allah forbid, if it is a habitual thing, degrading him, humiliating, your marriage is going to go slide down. If you as a husband oppress your wife, you make zulam, you think of her more as a cook, as a cleaner, never ever want to do anything to help, never showing comfort when she is in trouble, how is that going to work out? Allah will never change our condition until we change our conditions ourselves. And the condition is what? To have a group of people fully dedicated to the ultimate, that the Sharia, the divine Sharia of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam must be jealously protected more than what a lion protects its cub. There have to be people with a passion in them. We will protect the Sharia of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are not going to gamble with it. We are not going to dice with it. We are not going to manipulate it. We are not going to twist it. We are not going to manufacture things in order to suit the times, in order not to appear to be looking like an extremist. We are going to say whatever it is, that Sharia that has come down as an inheritance from Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. From who? From Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. You think the ulama are just people who climb on the mimbar, Jummah, khutbah, nikah, someone pass away, Maulana perform janazah, and that is it. And he teaches a little in the afternoon or maybe a little here there. Have you not recognized who they are? Have you not thought who they are? Have you not reflected upon who the ulama are? Have you seen them other than with the gaze of someone who deserves a discount and a little bit of a extra biryani on a day when there's a nikah? Look at them with other eyes. These are the people that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Al-ulama'u warathatul anbiya. Most that one can achieve in terms of secular education, you will get a certificate, you will be kept, you will probably have a gown, And thereafter, 1 minute quick thanks for the graduation ceremony. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom. Well done. And then you get maybe a gold plate. You can put it there for whatever your profession is. That is most. That can also be snatched at you. At the whim and desire of a group of people. The doctor made a mistake. Report him to the medical association. They are going to cancel his license to practice. Go on with 20 years of work. One shot, go on. Very unpredictable. The certificate that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is given, the capping of that particular person who becomes an alim, is done by Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before that person was born, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the ulama, they inherit splendid inheritance. Splendid, man. What's properties? Nothing. What is wealth? Nothing. Nothing. What is gold and dinar? Absolutely. It doesn't affect them in the sense that their lives will be crafted in accordance to the wealth that they possess. The wealth is to the architect of their existence. Their existence is based on this here, that I have inherited. I am the inherited. My inheritance comes from Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My inheritance is the knowledge and the deeds and the character and the obedience and the fear and the love of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is my inheritance. Not dinars and not dirhams, not rands and pounds and dollars. My inheritance stretches from the east to the west, north and to the south. Wherever I go, I've got that inheritance with me and I can distribute it. I can distribute it at night, I can distribute it in a day. I can distribute it amongst a crowd of people, or I can distribute it in private to a single person. No one can steal my inheritance. No one can bribe me to say, I want a portion of your inheritance, I'll pay you. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam left the ulama in charge of the affairs of him, of Allah's Rasul. And your child, when he wants to become Hafiz al-Quran, he wants that inheritance. The Quran al-Kareem is the greatest inheritance from Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam with great pride said, every ummah has something to be proudful about. The pride of my ummah is the Quran al-Kareem. That's the pride of my ummah. So your son, we have to reflect. The madrasa is a vision that we would like to produce students, that how we inherited this inheritance of knowledge in the Quran al-Kareem from our illustrious predecessors. We need to start giving it now, for we are busy living the world. Time melts the days away. Time is the cancer of our life. Every day time eats into, the day is gone, it's gone lesser. There's no chemotherapy for time. It's the cancer of life, of our existence. So we want that parent that says, I'm on the same wavelength. I as an ummati of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I also want to do something to uplift the ummah. I will also try. I also want to have that honor on the day of Qiyamah. As a mother, I can say, Ya Rasulullah, as a mother, I would have loved to cool my eyes with the sight of my son. As a mother, I would have loved to hear his voice. As a mother, I would have loved to see him blossom and grow from a young child to a young man and further. But I gave him in your path. I chose him to uphold that which you have sweated for, that which, Ya Rasulullah, you gave your blood for. I gave my son. And I gave him. And I took a lesson. Look at the Brahmins. At least look at the Buddhists. When they take their 4-year-old children, they leave them there by the temple. They're never going to claim their child. They don't know the child. It's the end of everything. All association, totally. It's as good as they've buried their child in order to please an idol. In order to please an idol. The child will have to walk around with yellow and mustard color robes, dressing. His hair is going to be cut. Child accepts it. Can't go to father, mother. Can't go. His soul, his body, his time, his thinking, his words. He wakes up 4 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, he'll go and sleep, chanting the name of an idol. Where are we? How much sacrifices are we prepared to give? When I say sacrifice, I don't speak about the normal trend. That will be there when they come to madrasa, wherever they are going down there. I speak about that extra little during the holidays. I speak about that extra that this child wants something, but you know it is wrong. As a mother, I'm not going to allow this here. I speak about a situation, a child, a student, before they come, they sign all the forms. You are going to cut your hair. And there's a reason for that. There's a huge reason for that. In order to save the soul, in order to save the soul of someone to enter into Jannah, we have to crush the spirit of rebellion which will take him to Jannah. That's the policy of the madrasa. Everyone wants his child must go to Jannah. The child, by nature, he's got his nafs and shaitan. There's a spirit of rebellion. His spirit wants to rebel. He don't want to cut his hair. I'm not going to do it. Even when he comes, you lift up the topi, he's got a 2-lane, 3-lane, whatever it may be. Bamboozling, deceiving. He's utterly rebellious. There cannot be a ustad that knows about it and he turns a blind eye. I'm not going to do anything about it. Who's worried? You know, he may leave the madrasa. Hey, shame, I don't want to enter into a fight. No. Your child is a huge amanat. If we see one sunnah, one, by the way, every day, with Allah's fadl, your duas, his parents, you will find a huge envelope coming. And I think very seldom, maybe you would have seen reports of the nature that your child is going to bring home. I'm also overwhelmed. It's like I can't believe it. Wallah, I'm sitting in the house of Allah. I can't believe it. I've asked the ustads, really? Have they done all this here? Really? Have they done all this here? Yes, they did it. 295 sunnats every day. 47 masnoon duas after Fajr every day. 47 sunnat duas after Maghrib every day. Yasin every morning. Surah Waqia every day after Maghrib. They mustn't get poor. I teach them, you won't become poor. Read your Surah Waqia every day in front of the ustad. Surah Mulk every night. But sure, I don't want you to suffer in a qabr. Rasulullah said, read your Surah Tabarak every night. Any other come to the qabr, you will be saved. The surah will save you. The inheritance of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I'm giving it to you. Take it. From eating, sleeping in the masjid, you will find a total comprehensive report. As far as the work itself is concerned, wallah, I can only say it's the du'as of our elders. It can never be It can never be any achievement of anyone. Alhamdulillah. Thumma alhamdulillah, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Students have recited the whole Quran Kareem in one day. Starting 3:30 in the morning, an entire Quran, concluding at 5:30, 6 o'clock yesterday. Whole day, one Quran Sharif. Whole day. Allahu Akbar. As the Ustad, one Ustad, he managed. Fellow is feeble, frail, thin, not much energy. The Ustad said, Mufti, he shakes his head in disbelief. Who he was listening to, he says, he's just reading and reading. Para after para, surah after surah, ruku after ruku, ayat after ayat. Ask him, even he drink water, he don't even want water. 14 years old. Is that not a miracle of the Quran Kareem? Another one, he read 24 paras. At night I feel him so sorry. His eyes are bulging. He is tired. I said, but true, because it is a bit slow. His tajweed is he's more careful. I'm not going to tell you must read one day. We don't want reputation here. We want what is right. Carry on. Mistakes. 7 in the whole Quran Sharif. 8 in the whole Quran Sharif. 6 in the whole Quran Sharif. I can't believe it.